Hi everyone, so welcome back to my channel, and today we'll be setting up my new A5 photocard binder with me, which I got from K-Town for you. And I will only recommend doing that if you're also getting an album because the shipping cost is kind of expensive. But yeah, so we're going to be moving all the on and off photocards and stuff I have into that binder, and I've also prepared some other size sleeves and also some decoration for the binder. So I'm actually saying here that you actually cannot fit the dragon shield sleeves, which I will show in a minute, into the A5, like the four pocket page that Beyond the has. So you have to get an alternative, which for me, I got popcorn sleeves and I got the hard sleeves because I don't like how soft sleeves are, like very flimsy. And popcorn sleeves is actually a much cheaper alternative in general, even if you're not like using the A5 binder. I think they're pretty good quality for like $2, $2 to $3 SGD per like 50 pack, as compared to Dragon Shield, which is like about 14-ish dollars for a like pack of 100, which is like way more expensive. And now you'll see a time lapse of me just like taking everything out and re-sleeving everything. So other than popcorn sleeves, I've also seen people using Sultan sleeves, which I think are a bit more accessible in Asia. And I think popcorn sleeves is pretty accessible in Southeast Asia in general because you can find them on Shopee very easily and for a like very cheap prices. As compared to, I think a lot of people in America or in Europe have a easier time accessing the Japanese size dragon shield sleeves. Like I think they're easier to find in general, or like there are also some other BCW or Ultra Pro alternatives that are Japanese size. So if you want your sleeves to definitely fit into the Beyond the binder, like the A5 binder sleeves, you can just get a Japanese size like sleeve for the card. Otherwise, I've also seen people getting, like, instead of using Beyond these provided for pocket pages, I've seen people getting Amifa pages, which you have to get from like a Japanese proxy seller, which I think is kind of hard to access. So personally, I just use the Beyond the like sleeves that they provided, and I just bought like a popcorn sleeve. So now we're back to the binder after receiving everything and taking everything out. So I actually prepared this Polaroid, which at that time I haven't decorated, but now I've decorated it. So you'll see it in like decorated form in the next photo card sorting video. But for now, I'm just putting it in, and it's actually like really hard to get it in. Like the sleeve in front is like really tight. Like I had a hard time getting things in and out of that sleeve. So I won't really recommend putting in like a official PC just because if you're someone like me that struggles with putting stuff in, it's like really hard to get in and out without accidentally damaging it, which is why I decided to just make a Polaroid and put it in instead. And then you also have, so when you buy like a A5 binder, obviously you can buy just the A5 Beyond the binder without the sleeves itself. But for me, since I didn't have any sleeves, I just bought it like as a set. So it will come with 5 of the one pocket pages and also 25 of the four pocket pages, which is I think pretty sufficient for most collections. Yeah, so I got this acrylic keychain from Shopee also. So you can also just Google Spotify acrylic keychain on Shopee, and it was also pretty cheap. It's like less than $5. And I would recommend getting the white color quality because I did go through the reviews before buying, and I think black comes out slightly like not as good as the white ones. So if you're planning to get it, then I would recommend the white ones. And then for this, I also made another Polaroid thing for the back of the binder, which I actually like punched the holes, so I wasn't sure if it would fit, but it actually fit like really nicely. So what you just need to do is literally get like any of the Beyond these sleeves and then just trace out the circles and then just punch them accordingly. So that's what I did for the back of the binder. And also now you'll see that I'm taking out the elastic because I don't really like the elastic, like how it looks. And also I'm slightly scared that because the when you close it with the elastic, right, it kind of like pushes down the cards like a lot more than I expected. So I just took it out for like safety reasons, I guess, for the cards. So now we're putting in like the actual photo cards, right? Am I doing that? Yeah, so I'm just going to be putting it in like in random order. So the thing about switching from 9 pocket to 4 pocket for me is that I think it like I've seen a lot of collectors on YouTube say this as well. It feels like way less stressful to fill up a 4 pocket page. Like it's like it makes you less tempted to buy more cards than you need, which is I think something that I want to not really do with on and off per se. Like I really want to just stick to collecting the albums and whatever inclusions I get from like one set of albums. Or if I'm really into an era, then I might get more, but otherwise I want to just stick with that and not like go out of the range just because I'm back to being a student and I don't want to spend as much money as I did like in the past year or so, where I was actually like working almost full time for like a year. So yeah, so instead of putting these cards in chronological order, I decided to put spin-off in front because spin-off actually has 4 cards instead of like 5. And also now there's a problem because I bought an extra Yuto card which I just showed to fill up the 9 pocket page. But now because it's in like 4 pocket pages, it doesn't really work out like mathematically. So yeah, yeah, this is me just deciding to put the spin-off cards first just because they look nicer and also spin-off or not spin-off cards, oh my gosh, what have I been saying? The Go Live cards. The Go Live cards aren't necessarily my favorite, but Go Live is my favorite era and I really like how it fills up the 4 pocket page, especially how I put like 2 of the similar background cards of Yuto and Changyun, so and also to MK, so like it fits really nicely in my opinion. And I think like the benefit of not using the dragon shield sleeves, right, is that I realized just how thick the dragon shield sleeves are after using the popcorn sleeves. Like with popcorn sleeves, it feels like the colors and images come through much more clearly because it's not as thick of a material. Yeah, so now I'm putting in You Complete Me and also spin off. This time actually spin off on the second page, as you can see. And now I'm just like kind of going in order and just trying to put the cards in some sense. So I decided to put the extra Mix Star pre-order benefit card that I got with the 3 I believe they are called ID cards. I'm not sure if it's the ID QR code cards from the My Name era. And My Name actually has like a lot of cards for me because okay, firstly they did a lot of cards per album and I also got like one set of pre-order benefits from G Market. And basically, I decided to just put all the QR cards with the extra spin-off pre-order benefit that I had and just put them on one page. I'm not sure how I like the whole setup that I have because like it gets like it ends equally like with a full 4 pocket page, but after I got goosebumps in, I realized that I have 2 extra spots, so I might decide to shuffle around the cards again. So at first I was trying to see if I could like match the backs of my name together since they have different backs, but math wise it doesn't work out, so I'm just like trying to figure out how to put these cards in some semblance of order and aesthetic so that it doesn't look like a mess because the pops are like from their web drama, so it's really different concept from the album cards. So what I decided to do was to put like two I think 2 of the pre-order benefits with 2 of the album cards, or I decided to put all the album cards together. Yeah, I decided to make this first page like this yellow colored theme because it was the only color that kind of came through with
the cards that I had. So it looked more cohesive in my opinion. Especially I really like how the MK and Yudo cards bounce off of each other. Although they are from different concepts, I believe. But my name in general was a very colorful era, which I really like in terms of their outfits. And I just decided to alternate so that Asian would be like diagonally across of each other. So that's the first page, which honestly kind of the backs kind of annoy me like after I was done putting everything, but we're just gonna leave it as it is for now. And then we have this page which I think it's just I decided to put like the cards where it was all more like the ones where they were wearing like darker outfits apart from Hyojin, but like I had no other dark outfits, so since that one had like a similar background, I decided to go with that one. Yeah, and for some reason I decided not to put Wyatt like diagonally like I did with Ishan, so there is zero consistency in how I'm doing this, and I might change things up just because like I'm not very used to like how I should lay out cards in a four pocket manner. And then we're just putting I believe that's the last card from the My Name album with the pre-order benefits. So I decided to put that Yuto card with the pre-order benefits because it looked more out of place. Like with the 8 other cards, I could see two distinct sets. But then because of the green screen background, Yuto's card felt a bit different. So I decided to just put them with the pre-order benefits. And this is not in age order because I wanted to put Hyojin and MK who both were the only ones with like a white background together. So that's how it happened. And then like Wyatt and Yuto have similar backgrounds as well. So that's why they're together, and this is not in age order at all. Neither is it in like off team or on team, so it's just a mess. Okay, so next we have the City of On and Off era, which I think ended up like really nicely because of the amount of cards that it had. So okay, so I'm like deciding what card I should actually put in that empty space because what they did for City of On and Off was that they had both like ID cards and like normal photo cards, and I also got some pre-order benefits as well. Basically, I try to get some pre-order benefits for every era, just like when I'm ordering. So I decided to put like both the blank ID cards because you get one per album, and I bought set in that like empty space since it matched the bags as well because it's like gray in color. And then I decided to put the pre-order benefits first, which honestly they match each other, so I wanted to keep them together anyways. And also the ID cards on the first page as well. So that I was trying to put it in age order, I believe, since yeah. And then after that, because City of On and Off only had 2 cards per album, it finished really nicely on one page. So it was like a full 4 pocket page. I actually downsized to a 4 pocket like A5 binder because I wanted to like not make it feel like I need to collect more cards, but not gonna lie, like I still kind of want to collect more cards. So I might get a few cards here and there during their like enlistment, or like if Yuto decides to have a solo album, then I'll just like get his solo album and maybe a couple more cards as well. But I'm not sure what are WM's plans for Yuto, so I guess we'll stay tuned. Since 1.5 years isn't like a lot of time anyway, like to release an album as well, since like obviously I think he wants a break and he's like finally back in Japan right now, so it's going to take a while either ways. And yeah, so now we're finally at popping, which is their second last era, but the last era that I'm going to show in this clip because I filmed Goosebumps like after. So I decided to just go in order of the versions if I'm not mistaken. So I just went in like numerical order, which I cannot for the life of me remember what are the version names. I know there is a negative something degrees, there is a 38 degrees and then there's like a 15 degrees or something along those lines. So I decided to just go in that order, and the first page is just filled with Yuto because I always pull Yuto. And then we have just one Changyun, and I really like my pulls for popping. Actually I really like on and off photo cards in general. Like no matter who I get, whatever photo cards I get, it's always like so fun to like see the cards because the cards are like really pretty. Even when the concept photos, they're still like really of a really nice quality. Yeah, and then we have the cool food cards as well. So and then there's like an extra card, and then these remaining three are all K-Town for you pre-order benefits, which I really like as well. Yeah, the pre-order benefits, they do a lot, but they're all like really nice and actually distinct from each other, which sometimes in general groups may not have. So that's all for the photo cards. And then I'm taking out the remaining pockets, which is actually a lot, like a lot more than I expected. And then now I'm bringing in like the bigger pockets that I got. So I just got it from Shopee, but I think it's the legit Beyond the sleeves and not like some pirated version of the sleeves. So generally the big part kind of got corrupted. So we're just gonna skip to the final flip through where you will see all the bigger inclusions as well. So there's the keychain, and then now I'm just doing a flip through all the pages that I have. I actually really like that my name page where all the cards are like kind of yellow in color just because it really looks nice and it suits the vibe of my name as well. Yeah, so these are the bigger inclusions that I have and two pockets, pages, etc. And that's basically it for this video. And see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.